There is a highly controversial event taking place in Parkland, Florida today. It's a reenactment of the horrific 2018 mass shooting that left 17 people dead and another 17 injured. It is all part of a civil lawsuit against Scot Peterson. Remember, he's the school resource officer who was accused of not following his training when he failed to confront the teen gunman. Peterson was acquitted of criminal charges by a jury back in June. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock joins us now from Parkland, Florida. Sam, take us through this. What is this reenactment meant to accomplish?
Sure, Allison. So Stoneman Douglas High School is over my shoulder. On the street where I'm standing, there are police blockades on both sides as they've tried to prevent members of the community from getting through here as they conduct this reenactment, which, as you said, is for the Scot Peterson trial, not the criminal one where he was acquitted of felony child neglect, but for a civil suit being brought by the parents and loved ones of the victims who say he acted out of cowardice. They are trying to recreate what the sounds were like that day to prove that he could have heard gunfire coming from the 1200 building. So that's what's been going on. There were apparently real live ammo that was discharged earlier today. We could not hear it from our vantage point here. It was a bit controversial because you think about all of the things that this area, the school system and the community has had to absorb in recent years, the pain and the trauma to have to go through that again. But parents that I talked to today did say they support what's going on there. As far as bigger picture stuff today, there was a congressional delegation that also walked through the hallways of the 1200 building. Think about this for a second. There may not be a historical precedent to that. 9 members of Congress, Republicans, Democrats from Florida, from California, from New York, walking through a hallway where there are still bloodstains, Allison, shattered glass, signs of bullet holes through windows, as they are getting a sense of what actually transpired here, the trauma and the shortcomings of being able to stop this kind of mass tragedy, and what can they do differently. Here is Jared Moskowitz. He's the local congressman from Parkland talking about the mission of today.
And that building is still a time capsule. It's exactly as it was the day after the shooting. We have to figure out how to rebuild those lines in D.C. of trust on how we can get to a solution.
Now, the state of Florida, Allison, has already implemented red flag laws. They've been used some 10,000 plus times since this reform package was passed right after Parkland. They want to see things like Alyssa's Law passed nationally as well, which is an app on your phone where teachers can press a panic button and alert law enforcement. Those are the conversations that are happening right now. And yet still, so far this year, there have been 400 plus mass shootings and counting. Allison.
Sam Brock, thank you so much for all of that context, for helping us to understand this, the legislative aspect as well as just the human aspect for the families, that community. Sam Brock, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.